This is Louis Uridel with RxMuscle.com here at the Omaha Pro with Mr. Canada, Eric DiLauro. What other nicknames do you have? Is it a pro trainer or something like that?
Trainer out of Gold's Venice, working with all the athletes and doing my thing.
Every time I go to Gold's Venice, I see this guy training some clients like, hey man.
Yeah, well, I got a couple of clients over there, and there's more and more every day, and I'm prepping them for their shows, and from women's physique to men's bodybuilding. So it's all working out well for me, and I'm always happy to see you in the Mecca.
All the time, man, all the time. Now we're actually here doing a wrap up, so we're gonna start off with the women's physique, and the top three is pretty tight division actually. A lot of competition. Jacqueline Sutton Abrams came in third place. Blonde girl, really cute, smaller frame, petite, yes. Really good conditioning.
Yes, I really liked her presentation. She has it all put together really nicely. I find presentation with good lines. Not the biggest of the women's physique competitors, but she has a great presence.
Very good. And Rachel Baker came in second. Great conditioning. I feel like I'm watching reruns because every week after week, Rachel Baker and Jacqueline are in the top five. Rachel, this is her second place. She has a third place. She's knocking on the doorsteps.
Yeah, I think she's on a roll. All these girls, once they hit the top five, it's like a constant domino effect. They just keep hitting those shows, and they keep hitting the conditioning. And I think it's also they seem motivated. They're just their presentation's better. Their confidence goes up, and I think it shows with the judges. So
yeah, and then definitely her conditioning was spot on. I think that's what launched her to second place.
Yes. Out
of third place. So
yeah, she was peeled. She looked really, really good. So I'm happy with that, and I'm sure she's going to do well in the future.
And then winning the show, hometown favorite, Tammy Marie. Great, kind of really good conditioning, really good structure. She wasn't excellent conditioning like Rachel Baker, but she was above average or really good in everything.
Yeah, and once again, her presentation as well is very good. She seems very confident on stage, which a lot of other athletes, they don't have that confidence, and that she really shows that she's been around in the sport and she knows what she's doing, and her body and her structure and her symmetry is just perfect. So it's an excellent choice for the top spot.
Yeah, she definitely knows that it's definitely easier to be confident when the entire crowd is chanting for you and screaming for you. It really makes you feel good.
Yeah, she definitely had her own unique style of posing, which is something I've never seen before, but it works for her. So it's a smart move on her part. She's working her physique so it shows in its best light. So I think posing in the way that she did really highlighted her physique.
Now you had a client in the women's physique, didn't you?
Yes, I had Jen Lawaji. She did Denver last week. She did quite well. It was only her first show of the year in Denver. This is her second show of the year, and she did quite well. There's things we got to work on, but little tweaks, and we'll be back on it in Chicago.
So I'll be there too. So hopefully she'll do even better.
Yeah, and maybe we can get back on the mic here.
Okay, moving on to men's physique. It was kind of a tight call. I didn't really know where to go. Third place was Sheridan Haas, and I kind of like the name Sheridan because it reminds me I'm on vacation, the hotels, and they always have clean rooms. Well, Sheridan looked at Woo. He was a clean-cut guy, kind of looked like, I said, the guy next door, and I, paused. But he was definitely, a good-looking guy.
Yeah, and he had good lines as well, and good abdominal section, and he was looking tight. So and also his posing was spot on. So that's a good thing.
Coming down to first and second, it came down between Chris Mosier and German Pacheco. German just got second place in Toronto Pro last year. And people were kind of thinking he may have won that, but then, obviously got stolen from right out at the end in the finals. Here today, it looks like he kind of edged in, took it away from Chris Mosier. I thought Chris Mosier was a little more conditioned, but I think German maybe had, a little bit of just better structure.
Yeah, well, I think he was. It's a toss-up. I think it's hard when you're a judge, to choose who's going to be the top guy. But
especially with physique, men's physique.
It's tough. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a judge up there, but they both looked really, really good. So, congratulations to them both.
Yeah, definitely. He's Olympia bound. He just signed with Gear Nutraceuticals, so that's a great company. Is Juan Morel just won Toronto Pro. Jason Poston just won a couple shows. Aaron Clark has won some shows. So that company is really cleaning up with the pros.
That's it, and he's gonna roll into the Olympia. He's gonna be looking good. So we'll see how he does.
Now, women's bodybuilding, there were a lot of big girls.
Wow.
There were a lot of shredded girls. Christine Enval in third. Big, shredded. I was like, if I could get that shredded, if I could get even maybe 10 or 20% less that lean, I'd be happy.
They blew my mind, those girls tonight. They were incredible. The legs on some of these women bodybuilder were just incredible. Striations, glute striations. There was a girl from Gold's Venice that was on stage there, Helen Nelson from Denmark. I've seen her look, better. She needs to come in a little tighter, I think, but she has an overall great look herself. So, hopefully she can do a lot better in the future.
Yeah, and it came down to Margie Martin and Annie Freitas. And Annie was literally, I couldn't get over how peeled she was. You could see every single muscle fiber through her glutes, through her quads. And Margie was super conditioned, but next to her, she kind of looked a little off.
Yeah, that definitely. She was a lot tighter, a lot ripped through the glutes, and she was striated. It was just incredible. After looking at the women's physique girls and then looking at these women bodybuilders, it's incredible difference what's going on here between women's physique and the women's bodybuilding. It's amazing.
There's definitely a stark contrast, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy I don't look at a women's physique competitor and think she could be bodybuilding. It's clearly, this is women's physique, this is women's bodybuilding.
Yes. And I hope that the women's bodybuilding sticks around. I really enjoy, there's a lot less women bodybuilder than the physique women, but I hope that the women bodybuilders, stick around and, it doesn't go anywhere. I really enjoy looking at them, so hopefully they'll be staying for the Olympia and Olympias to come.
There's only 4 shows this year they can qualify at. It was the Toronto, this one, I think Chicago and Tampa.
Yeah, definitely. So, hopefully it continues because there's a lot of people out there that really enjoy the women's bodybuilding, and it started off with women's bodybuilding, and it should stay. Joe Weider inserted that into the Olympia, and it should be a category that sticks around.
I agree. Yeah, I like it too, man. So that wraps it up, guys. I'm here with the Venice Beach pro trainer, pro maker, whatever you want to call him, Eric DiLauro, Mr. Canada, and Louis Uridel here with RxMuscle.com.